I'm Katherine Roberts. I'm the director of the Criminalistics Master's Program within the School of Criminal Justice and Criminalistics. I grew up in a small village in Wales, in the town of Llangollen in North Wales. I studied chemistry at the University of London, King's College, a master's degree in forensic science at the University of Strathclyde in Glasgow. I had the opportunity to take a research associate position at John Jay College in New York. I joined the PhD program where I studied the forensic science applications of trace evidence analysis. I saw a recruitment poster for an assistant professor at Cal State LA. It was during the time where the initial plans were for developing the Hertzberg Davis Forensic Science Center on our campus. I teach more of the technical courses, forensic microscopy, trace evidence analysis. I teach the research methods course and also the statistical analysis course. I've also taught forensic chemistry and applications of forensic science. Primarily, I teach graduate courses. One of my responsibilities since 2017, I've been the executive director of the California Forensic Science Institute. And so I oversee the research development. Also been fortunate that most of those research projects have been funded by Department of Justice grants. For the last 2.5 years, the US Department of Justice have funded a project with Loyola Law School's Project for the Innocents. So my students and I investigate cases where there are wrongful conviction claims. It's probably been one of the most rewarding experiences. I have a really great relationship with my dean, my colleagues. We have great collaborative research interests. And I just really love working with our students. And so it's really the best of all worlds, really. My family are all Welsh speaking, predominantly sort of English Welsh. So we always sort of refer to it as Wenglish in that sense. I pretty much knew everyone in the village. I worked in the local grocery store. So it was just a very close community. I never had a vision of what a big city was like. Just surrounded by hills, beautiful river that ran through, just very scenic, more sheep than people mostly. It seemed pretty common amongst my peers that you go as far away from home as possible. I went to Scotland, I went to London, and then I just simply left the country. I probably started reading Sherlock Holmes when I was 10 or 11 years old. And then when I was in college, as a chemistry major, I actually joined the Sherlock Holmes Society. They had a Sherlock Holmes Society, the Royal Society of Sherlock Holmes, I guess. So in our spare time, we would actually revisit different scenes in the book. I love to travel. I love to hike. I love to bike. I also play racquetball. I don't know if I'm particularly good. I rescued a chocolate lab just about 11.5 years ago. When I brought her home, I discovered that quickly that she was blind, but I'd fallen head over heels for her at that point, and I had to say goodbye to her a couple of weeks ago. During late COVID, I actually lost my mother. My mother was a nurse in our local community hospital, so she spent her entire life taking care of people as part of the National Health Service. She was very proud of me when I was accepted to university. She was always sort of an avid fan of those CSI shows, so she'd call me to ask me, is that really true? She's always been my biggest fan. I'd like to dedicate the award to her memory. I just wanted to say diolch yn fawr, and diolch yn fawr is just thank you in Welsh.